A very good morning to one and all. Respected guests and my dear delegates. Here I am your host Zainuddin.
And I am Srihari. It is our great pleasure to introduce and announce the SAGE Second International Conference on Grassroots Social Development, organized by the Center for Information and Guidance India, CIGI, in association with the University of Calicut, Aligarh Muslim University Center Malappuram, Lissa College, and Nilagiri College of Arts and Science. Industry 4.0, or the fourth industrial revolution, bringing forth innovative technologies which include artificial intelligence, virtual reality, the Internet of Things, blockchain, robotic systems, machine learning, big data, and more. The transformative technology has the potential to improve many facets of social life, even though it has already caused several disruptions to grassroots social transformation, most notably in the areas of empowerment, work, and education. Along with this, unexpected shifts in career cultures and emerging trends in education policies has also caused significant uncertainty about the future directions of social interventions for positive change at the grassroots. Against this backdrop, the second International Academic Conference on Grassroots Level Social Development has been arranged focusing on the theme Grassroots Level Social Transformation and Future Technologies, the ways ahead. With this intention to discover ways for non-governmental organizations operating at the grassroots level to collaborate in order to guarantee resource sharing and a strategic plan of action, as well as to investigate the potential of Industry 4.0 technologies in bringing about grassroots transformation through employment or education. Additionally, it also looks at how policies might impact grassroots empowerment and emerging professional ecosystems. During these 2 days of the conference, there will be panel discussions, conclaves, webinars, and paper presentations. Scholars, academics, corporate and NGO representatives, activists, and social engineers will have a platform to consider many viewpoints throughout.
Mankind need an inspiration to move forward. So before moving to the welcome speech, let's have a prayer. I request all participants to close their eyes for a solemn moment of prayer.
ആലം ദയാലുവായി ദാക്ഷിണ്യശാലിയായി വാഴുന്നോരീശ്വരൻ തിരുനാമത്തിൽ നിഖില ലോകങ്ങൾക്കുമേകരക്ഷകനാകും അഖിലേശ്വരനല്ലയോ സകല സ്തുതിയും അഖിലേശ്വരനല്ലയോ സകല സ്തുതിയും പരമകാരുണ്യവാൻ കരുണാനിധിയേ വിധി പറയും ദിവസത്തിന്നേകാധിപനേ നിയതമാരാധിപ്പൂ ഞങ്ങളങ്ങയെ മാത്രം സതതം സഹായമായി തീർപ്പതും തിരുമുമ്പിൽ നയിക്കേണം ഞങ്ങളെ നേരായ മാർഗത്തിൽ നിന്നനുഗ്രഹപാത്രമായോർത്തൻ മാർഗത്തിൽ അങ്ങയാൽ കോപിക്കപ്പെട്ടോരുടെ വഴിയല്ല സന്മാർഗഭ്രഷ്ടർത്തൻ വഴിയിലുമല്ല ആലം ദയാലുവായി ദാക്ഷിണ്യശാലിയായി വാഴുന്നോരീശ്വരൻ തിരുനാമത്തിൽ നിഖില ലോകങ്ങൾക്കുമേകരക്ഷകനാകും അഖിലേശ്വരനല്ലയോ സകല സ്തുതിയും
With pleasure, I would like to welcome Dr. Hamad Abdurrahman, Secretary General, SAGE Conference for delivering the welcome speech. Over to you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mahatma Gandhi said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Distinguished guests, esteemed scholars, and fellow advocates of social empowerment. On behalf of CIGI, Center for Information and Guidance India, I extend a warm welcome to you all as we gather for this momentous second CIGI International Conference on Grassroots Social Development. CIGI, a leading grassroots-based NGO in India, has been empowering individuals and communities for over 2 decades with a steadfast commitment to social and educational development. CIGI has transformed the lives of millions of beneficiaries through its comprehensive educational and career services. SAGE, Social Action for Grassroots Empowerment, a flagship project initiated by CIGI in 2008, embodies our unwavering dedication to uplifting marginalized communities. Through persistent efforts focused on education and employment, SAGE envisions a society where individuals reach their full potential and contribute to collective progress. 10 years after our inaugural 3-day conference in 2013, in association with Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Youth Development and University of Calicut, we are thrilled to once again convene this esteemed gathering to discuss the methods for integrating the socially excluded and marginalized grassroots around the globe into the developmental process of nation building. This conference, scheduled to take place today and tomorrow, will explore the crucial theme of grassroots level social transformation and future technologies. The way is ahead. The world is changing rapidly, and we must adapt to these changes if we are to create a better future for ourselves and future generations. The conference aims to explore the potential of Industry 4 technologies in grassroots level transformation through education and employment, and to find out avenues of collaboration among NGOs working at the grassroots to ensure resource sharing and strategic plan of action. This conference provides an opportunity for us to come together and share our ideas, experiences, and knowledge on how we can achieve this goal. Albert Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. So let us unlock our potential. Let us ignite our thought process. Let our millions and millions of neurotransmitters radiate energies and transfers through synapses, beginning that thought process. We invite scholars, researchers, activists, and social engineers to engage actively in this important dialogue. Your insights and expertise will be instrumental in shaping a roadmap for harnessing technology's power to drive inclusive and sustainable grassroots development. Together, let us forge a path towards a future where technology empowers individuals, strengthens communities, and paves the way for a more equitable and prosperous society. Let us strive hard to create a better future for ourselves and for the world. Once again, welcome to the CIGI Second SAGE International Conference on Grassroots Social Development. I hope you have a productive and enjoyable experience. Now, let me introduce our speakers today. We have our chairman's message, Dr. K.K. Kurup. I warmly welcome Dr. Kurup to this function. This will be followed by a presidential speech by our Honorable President, Dr. A.B. Medikuti. Welcome, sir. We have a prominent personality, our honorable guest, Dr. Sadiq Said Muhammad, a professor at King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He will be inaugurating this function, and his keynote address will be under the topic, Digital Disruption in Education and Empowerment. Welcome, sir. Then the theme of this conference, it's going to be presented by Dr. Muhammad Ali N. He's Associate Professor, University of Calicut, and Academic Director for this conference. This will be followed by felicitation speeches by Dr. Faisal Maria, the Director, Aligarh Muslim University, Campus Malappuram, Dr. C.M. Bindu, Head of Department of Education, University of Calicut, Dr. Lakshmi Pradeep, Head Department of Mass Communication, University of Calicut, and Dr. Benny Joseph, the Principal of Little Flower Institute, there's LISRA, and Dr. Muhammad Ali, Director of Nilgiri College. Welcome all of you for this conference. Now, I will briefly explain about the agenda of our conference. Today, we have 4 sessions, and tomorrow, another 4 sessions, so total 8 sessions. Today, the first session, in the inaugural session, Doctor will cover digital disruption in education and employment, and it will be followed by a panel discussion. The topic is Industry 4 as a tool for social change, trends and challenges. And next, we have Conclave 1, under the theme Education, Employment, and Social Change in the Era of Industry 4. Then we have webinar under the theme Interventions in Social Empowerment Best Practices. Then we have Conclave 2. The theme is Social Transformation, Exploring the Ways Ahead. That will be tomorrow, the first session for tomorrow. And tomorrow, the second session will be Conclave 3, Career Cultures, Startup Ecosystems, and Empowerment Initiatives, Challenges and Prospects. Then we will have a valedictory session, and at the end, research paper presentation by young scholars. Thank you very much and wish you all the best. Have a nice time.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
The chairperson of the conference, Dr. K.K.N. Kurup, a renowned historian and former Vice Chancellor of the University of Calicut, a senior research fellow of the Indian Council of History Research, and the founder of the Malabar Institute of Research and Development. Due to health reasons, he is unable to take part in the live proceedings. His message to the conference attendees.
Dear friends, good morning to you all. Center for Information and Guidance India, CIGI, has played a significant role in fostering career guidance and competency culture, especially among the backward communities. As CIGI marks its 28th year, it has expanded its reach to the most underprivileged regions of the country through a participatory model of educational social work. Being an associate of CIGI fills me with pride. Today marks the opening of the CIGI SAGE International Online Conference on Grassroots Social Development, themed Grassroots Level Social Transformation and Future Technologies, the Ways Ahead. This 2-day event, featuring conclaves, webinars, panel discussions, and research paper presentations, brings together intellectuals and institutions from India and beyond. The conference aims to integrate new technological advancements with best practices in the social developmental sector, empowering key players at the grassroots level to enhance their progressive work. We anticipate exploring the potential of Industry 4.0 technologies to strengthen existing projects, shape future policies, and identify structural and strategic changes in educational and employment for better planning. Additionally, we aim to formulate a consortium of NGOs for collective strategic social action at the grassroots level. Regrettably, I am unable to participate in the conference live due to health reasons. I am confident that this conference will be a knowledgeable and intellectually enlightening experience for all. Good day to you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now, I request Dr. A.B. Moideen Gutti, our strong president, CIGI, and the co-chairperson of this conference for presentation address. Sir, please, sir.
Good morning, everybody. The most respected chief guest of the day, Dr. Sadiq Said Muhammad, Professor and Director, King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Professor Dr. K.K.N. Kurup, former Vice Chancellor, University of Calicut, and Chairperson of CIGI SAGE Conference 2023, Dr. Faisal Mariyat, Director AMU Campus Kerala, Dr. CM Bhindu, Professor and Head of the Department of Education, University of Calicut, Dr. Lakshmi Pradeep, Head of the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, University of Calicut, Dr. Benny Joseph, Principal Lisa College, Dr. Senthil Kumar, Principal Nilagiri College, Dr. Muhammad Ali N, Associate Professor, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication and Academic Director, SAGE Conference 2023, Mr. Kabir P, Secretary CIGI, Dr. Hamad Abdurrahman, Secretary General CIGI SAGE Conference 2023, distinguished panelists, respected colleagues and dear delegates. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today with a profound sense of purpose and shared commitments as we gather in this online international conference, thanks to Industry 4.0, explore the transformative potential of social action for grassroots empowerment. Our collective pursuit of social justice and community upliftment resonate across borders, transcending cultural, geographical, and geopolitical boundaries. In these crucial moments, we find ourselves at the intersection of inspiration and action, poised to create tangible change from the ground up. As some of us are keeping in mind and memory, this is not a CIGI SAGE seminar. Rather, it is an international conference conducted under the auspices of CIGI, University of Calicut, Aligarh Muslim University Kerala campus, Lisa College and Nilagiri College. I do record our gratitude towards the authorities and persons concerned of these prestigious educational institutions for supporting us to support the people in general and students in particular. For some of the participants, these two words, CIGI and SAGE, may be unfamiliar. CIGI, Center for Information and Guidance India, is a registered non-governmental organization established in the year 1996 by a group of like-minded people like vice chancellors, educationalists, scientists, professors, teachers, professionals, philanthropists, and even students who share common vision and mission under the leadership of Dr. K.M. Abubakar, a retired senior scientist and Secretary of Educational Institutions of Baba Atomic Research Center. I do remember Dr. Hamid Ansari, former Vice Chancellor of Aligarh Muslim University and former Chancellor of Amdar University, Dr. K.M. Jalil, Dr. Jayachandran, Dr. Bahauddin, Dr. N.A. Karim, who were the Vice Chancellors or Pro-Vice Chancellors, Justice Abdul Ghaffur and Professor Siddiq Hassan. I am well aware of the fact that I am talking about small data in the big data era. I know I am facing the intellectuals before me in the era of artificial intelligence. I know we are discussing ground realities of poorest of the poor in the ages of augmented reality. Hence, we have to be very sensitive about the senseless approaches of political leadership and policymakers in planning, designing, executing education, employment, and empowerment. All the above mentioned personalities and other persons of same stature having sense and sensibility about the marginalized and downtrodden segments of the society spread the spirit of grassroots empowerment in critical mass. The vision of CIGI is easy to understand, easier to propagate, and the most easiest to put into practice. We have a dream. Yes, Martin Luther King Jr. has also had a dream. In the 60s of the last century, there was no way to accomplish that dream. Yes. Years later, the doors of White House were opened for Mr. Barack Obama and an Afro-Asian black descendant of Martin Luther King Jr. CIGI has a dream of creating a self-sufficient, influential, dynamic, vibrant society. Surely it will be an empowered society with empowered members. We set mission in accordance with our vision. Education with a goal, employment by choice and not by chance. And finally, an empowered society in accordance with the Millennium Goals or Sustainable Development Goals. I hope you got a bird's eye view of CIGI. CIGI is nothing but action to create a better earth to live in. CIGI is what CIGIans do. CIGI, in its 3 decades of activities, did what it propagated and propagated what it did. You may know some meaningful interventions of CIGI in the grassroots development, especially in the field of education, like that of Vijay Bedi, an educational intervention of Malappuram district panchayats with the intellectual support of CIGI in its principle and practice. There are plenty of examples of CIGI social interventions like Career Mission, CDAT, CIGI Differential Aptitude Test, a tool developed and administered by CIGI, CIGI scholarship schemes, orphan care schemes, C4C program, Gramadipam project, Project Infinity, Center for Learning Programs and Institutional Excellence. Our motto is no student left unguided. Almost all important services of CIGI are free in nature or in cost-sharing base. Yes, millions of students were supported by CIGI in shaping their future. In that sense, we were shaping future of our youth and destiny of our nation. The present-day International Conference on Grassroots, Social Development and a second edition of CIGI SAGE Conference may pave the way for the future generations to move further, to create empowered individuals, empowered society, empowered nation, and even a new egalitarian world order where men are treated equally without a discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, color, race, language, religion, and nation. We have scheduled 8 thematic sessions from digital disruption in education and employment to future career culture. It will be elaborated by our thematic director, Dr. Muhammad Ali. For this purpose, we have changed ourselves, create better models in the new world order of corporate funding and crony capitalism. The divide between rich and poor and haves and have-nots becoming more and more wider. Presently, we are confused to say whether we are the poor citizens of a rich country or rich citizens of a poor country. Let us remember Rumi, the man of wisdom. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. Let this conference help us to become more wise. With these few words, I may complete my presidential address. Thank you one and all. Wish you a fruitful, happy day. Thank you.
Wise words, sir. Very wise indeed. Thank you for them. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the inaugurator of Second SAGE International Conference, Dr. Sadiq Said Muhammad, Professor and Director of King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals, Saudi Arabia. He has served as the editor of AJSC for Computer Science and Engineering for the 20 years and on the editorial and reviewers board of others. He has held several administrative roles, including Head of the Department of Computer Engineering, CEO of KFUPM, Director of several research centers, Director of Industry Collaboration, and the Director of the Office of Planning and Quality. Along with writing more than 300 research publications, he has given lectures in more than 35 countries, obtained more than 25 US patents, and contributed chapters to technical books. Additionally, 2 books that IEEE has published were written primarily by him. He has been recognized with several prestigious awards like Best Electronic Engineer Award, first time from the Indian Institute of Electrical Engineers in 1981, and King Salman Award for Patents in 2019, and so on. I invite Dr. Sadiq Said Muhammad for inauguration of this conference and keynote address on digital disruption in education and employment. We are very excited to hear from you, sir.
Thank you. I believe I have 25 minutes, so I'll try to stick to time. I'll be sharing my screen and try to my best to deliver the message. Can you please confirm that you can see my screen on the first slide, please?
Yes, sir, we can see you. Yes, we can see this.
Okay. Bismillah. Thank you all. Thank you for the opportunity. Very good opening speeches. And I will refer to that. It's the first time I heard the terms like grassroots, etc., which I think I'll try to change my presentation a bit, at least the oral part of it, to see how we connect what I plan to say now with what your mission and strategies are. The title given was Digital Disruption in Education and Employment. And you can, as you can see, I added a few more phrases, technologies, thoughts, and recommendations. The topic is very wide and big, and I hope I'll be able to do justice to it in these 25 minutes. At least, can you see my slides changing, please? Can you all hear me loud and clear?
Sir, can you please see the slide once?
Yes, I'll just.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes.
It's changing, yeah. So basically, the agenda in these 25 minutes will be, I want to explain the term disruption, and then we'll see how it's going to change education as I see it, and also how the workplace and the employment will be affected or changed. So to understand disruption, I thought I'll do it via examples. And I thought of 4, and there may be many, many more. The first is the motor car. You know that electric vehicles are coming in big time all over the world, particularly in China and the US. There has been a big drive, and their targets are very ambitious. And the entire automobile industry is going to be disrupted to such an extent that all the expertise our mechanics have, for example, in carburetor problems, in timing chains, in the combustion engine, all that will be useless, completely disrupted, because the electric vehicle has nothing except the seats, wheels, and the battery. In fact, the front part of the automobile that carried the huge engine is going to be available free for keeping your luggage. And there's a new term coined called frunk, because the back part we called as trunk. If you look at the publishing industry, it's almost gone. First came the CDs, and now in the internet age, everyone is a publisher. The publishing industry is one of the biggest money-making industry. And now, because everyone is a publisher, you can go and put up your own articles and books, either on these blogs, forums, or even on your own website. That reminds me of a scientist, Lutfi Zadeh, who was the inventor of fuzzy logic. When he was a professor, he submitted his paper to a journal, which was rejected. Few years later, he became the editor of a mathematical journal, so he submitted his own paper, which was accepted, naturally. Today, if Lutfi had to live, he recently passed away, there was no need to do that. He could have simply put it up on his website. If you look at the photographic processing and development industry, no more Kodak moments. The number of pictures taken and disseminated is huge. And the entire process of this chemical film, which is exposed to light for a few microseconds and the picture developed, went through a large amount of research and development, and now it's almost useless. All the skills are useless. All the patents and inventions that came through that are useless. Journalism is another big industry that has been affected, and there's no need to talk about it, because all of us know about how whatever happens around the world is captured on cameras, put on TikTok and other social media, and disseminated in a few seconds. We call those as viral videos or messages. Of course, for all this to happen, technology is responsible. Advancements in technology are happening every second. There are a few other examples of industries which I picked up from the internet. If you look at Uber, they call it the largest taxi company which owns no vehicles. Similarly, Facebook is the largest or the most popular media owner which does not create any content. Alibaba, similar to Amazon and other retailers, do not have any inventory. And Airbnb is the world's largest accommodation provider and that does not own real estate. How did all this happen? Because a large amount of thinking was put to go and exploit and use technologies, and that caused, of course, disruption. I hope the definition is clear. I've divided my speech into two parts. Let's talk a little bit about education. Education has to be disrupted. One part is when the technology disrupts education, and the other is that there are issues in a certain paradigm like education where we are going to use technology to disrupt it. Let's start with the problems of education today. When I say education, I include both K to 12 education and higher education. There are 5 issues in education which we thought of. Number one is massification, which means that a large amount of people now want to get educated. The number of people or the rate of growth of people who want to be educated is much faster than the growth rate of academic institutions that can provide it. A possible solution is to give emphasis to independent learning and recognize that learning. The second problem we have with education is repetition. Repetition could be by the same professor in the classroom, or you may take different courses which are somewhat overlapping, and the students get really affected by the repetition and they cannot focus or learn. This also has caused a large amount of boredom in the class. Boredom because of not only the professors repeating things, but a student with 3 clicks of YouTube videos can understand a concept which is very complex and maybe explain to his professor in a more better way. And because of this, of course, we see lots of absences and people not learning, and things are time bound and everything has to be finished in a semester, which just starts at a fixed time and ends at a fixed time. And that is not a good thing because different students have different skills and they need to learn at a different pace, not like in old school when everything was very well structured. Also, the pace has to be different because the amount of information and concepts which are available and need to be learned are huge. Another problem is the exorbitant cost of higher education. Extremely high, sometimes unreasonable, and most times not understandable when you have to pay in India crores of rupees to only get admissions into a university. That doesn't make sense. When I was a student in Bangalore University, the government gave scholarships to all the students of Bangalore University, and we had to pay only 150 rupees to get the hall ticket. It costed me $2 per semester. Lots of people got educated at that time. Teachers were extremely good as maybe today, or if not better. There was no internet, no distractions, no WhatsApp, no waste of time, and people focused on concepts, learning, and reading. The last problem is the changes in the market needs. It's so rapid that you cannot keep up pace with what is happening in the industry. So there has to be some disruption or that alignment will never happen. Talking about the cost of education, I was in Japan some times ago. One of my books got translated, so they invited me and they gave me an interpreter who also knew English. And I asked him this question as to how is it in Japan? Japan is a very advanced country, of course, in debt. He said, I have 2 daughters. I wish I had only one. One of them is going to become a medical doctor. I cannot afford to pay for education of the second. What happens to her? And he said there are 2 options. She can opt to become a housewife or a housemaid. Same story with China. Now China has lifted the single child policy, completely open, but the Chinese don't want to have children because they cannot afford to educate them. Now, having understood this, I also mentioned that all of this is happening because advancements in technology, because how we communicate, how we connect at work, how we learn has all changed. According to the World Economic Forum, I recently downloaded a report. They said we need to disrupt the legacy curriculum, has to be disrupted because what we are teaching, most of it will never be applied. It is okay if a student does not understand partial differential equations. It's fine. He will still make a good engineer if he graduates, but the university will not let him go. The same thing with the role of the teacher and the professor. Just like the role of the librarian is no more just to give you books or recommend books, the role of the teacher and the professor has to change. That sage on the stage, as they call it, somebody lecturing and monitoring students, will not work anymore. And as I mentioned, the pace of learning, depending on the capabilities of different students, has to change because we'll also be migrating to something called as lifelong learning. Now, what is interesting is you talked about grassroots. When you talk about grassroots, there's one thing that you should know, that it is where the masses are. In any country, there's a pyramid, and most of the population will be at the base, and they need to be mentored and handheld. For these, tools are available, and as I'll talk about it in a moment, they're also free. If you talk about Facebook, where people waste so much of time on social media, you can also use it to have educational groups and use it as a collaboration platform. If you talk of educational material, then there are free digital books, educational videos, thousands and thousands of those. And some are at affordable cost, but most of them are free. Which are of cost also will give you certification of your skills, which is a recognition. And these are very well valued. And I think they should be encouraged, where people, in addition to what is being taught at universities, which I think one day will go. That is the major disruption that's going to happen. We'll talk about it soon. Material is available. Software packages are available. Apps are available. There are forums. There are blogs where people can go and collaborate and teach and handhold others and explain concepts. And the most interesting thing is, because we talk of technology, we also talk of IT technology, which requires processors and storage, etc. And even those are available free. Only if you want to do a very big project, you'll have to go and pay a fee. Otherwise, all you need to be a good technocrat today, even if you have a very old machine, what we call as a thin client, is good connectivity. If infrastructure is provided and if people can't afford it, we will see that with upcoming technologies, things are going to be more easier for the grassroots people. There'll be a large number of people with knowledge and skills. Now, one thing that is driving all of this, of course, is AI. It is everywhere. We have a new phrase I heard, excuse me, recently called prompt engineering, and there are tools like ChatGPT, Poe, Bard, etc., which can also help people learn very difficult concepts. And when this happens, you'll see that the current structure of the universities will go. I was recently with Ericsson in Sweden, and I visited Stockholm University College of Computer Science, a huge building, just like a huge Starbucks, coffee shops, bean bags, eco-canceling tables where people can discuss confidential technologies and patent them, etc. I asked the dean, I said, how many students do you admit every year? He said, our enrollment is 3,500 students in computer science in Stockholm. I said, in such a small building? I said, they can take classes from anywhere. I said, and how many do you graduate every year? He said, about 300 to 350. Where do others go? He said, the moment they enroll in the university and they start learning skills, they start applying for jobs. First semester, if they become a Python guru, they get jobs, they go to the industry, and all the learning happens over there. Nobody cares for degrees. And this is firsthand because I physically was there. And there are a large number of courses available to get certified. Certifications are important because certifications are not like degrees, but they validate that your skills have been good and tested. And there are many, many professions, like from data analysts to digital marketing and e-commerce, etc. And now Google has come up with a course which you do after high school. And 6 months, if you get certified, you get the same starting salary as an engineer would get if he joined Google. That's a big change. $100,000 salary, a high school graduate. And there are many, many people who have benefited from this, if they knew. How will the workplace change? Definitely, I think there'll be more emphasis on skills. If you go and search on the web, I was just looking at the list of useless degrees. Somebody produced a list of 10 useless degrees, and somebody came up with a list of 20 useless degrees. And I was surprised to see that computer science is one of them. And you can check this on the web, or I can send you the URL. When I had been to the US long ago, when I recently graduated, I go to San Jose often. I looked at the newspaper for jobs. Not one job ad mentioned the term degree or BS degree or MS degree. They always talk about skills, Unix administrators, Python programmers, VHDL modelers, but nobody talks about degrees. You get interviewed, you're put on the job, you don't deliver, you go look for another job. And that's the reason why attrition is happening, and attrition will be very high. Attrition is extremely high in the IT industry. And that is a good sign, though, but it will happen. Attrition means when people are asked to leave their jobs, or people leave the job themselves because they get better opportunities. And that's why the average age of productive people in companies like Wipro, etc., is very low, something between 25 and 28, I guess, all the time. And therefore, the market patterns of required skills will change, which will mandate learning, unlearning, and relearning. But again, because of technology, lots of things are going to happen. Number one, there'll be an increase in productivity because a large amount of tools are available. Even if your employer cannot afford to give you tools, you will be able to find those tools and contribute. And I give two examples of Slack and Trello over here. Accountability of employees will increase because now we do not know who's contributing how much to a project. And now you can measure that because of tools, and that will lead to lots of fairness in evaluations. And there'll be good contribution, a quantification of contributions. And employees will be more recognized. Particularly in certain industries, they'll be able to work at their own time, own pace, own place. I have a student working in San Jose, and his wife got a second child. So he went to his boss and said, sir, I'd like to work from home. And he said, yes, I really like that, because now you can work in other geographies, because the gentleman had clients in Europe, okay, who have a different time zone. And now also, he said, I can give you a raise because we'll be saving a lot of money because we don't have to rent office space for you. So the way people think in certain places is going to be different. Now, certain things are going to happen because of automation and robotics. Lots of processes are going to get automated. Earlier, only big companies could afford that. But today, because of things like RPA, robotics process automation, etc., you can automate all your individual processes. Even small companies that can't afford big softwares and software licensing will be able to do that. So we will see automation at that level. And AI it's already there, but it will be everywhere. In every facet of life, you'll see AI. That's why our university has now become AI plus X university. When students join, the first 4 courses which they do or they have to finish in the first year are related to AI. They learn the fundamentals of AI. They become experts in Python programming. They learn data sciences all in their initial years. They also learn a little bit about entrepreneurship and business, which also is important. And I think you'll have to emphasize on that. And there are a large number of courses available for you to become experts in. And sensors are going to be everywhere. Sensors not only with sense, but they'll also have an address, which means they can be connected to the network and they can provide a large amount of data, which actually is required to run a large number of AI software. And 6G will be everywhere. I was in a conference recently in Sydney, and I went to this lecture on 6G, and their objectives are their objectives are completely different. And they emphasized on 3 points. Sustainability and security are important, but they didn't mention the term inclusivity. They said, leave no one behind. And this is extremely important. When we say inclusivity, it means because of 6G, more people, the target is to have the entire population have access to the network. You'll have to focus on devices which do energy harvesting, because there are lots of places where you may not even get an opportunity to charge your devices, etc. But that is the emphasis. With 5G, with every 10 years, a G changes. We are already about 3 years in, and not even 10 to 15% of the world has been covered in terms of users. But with 6G, the target is to have all 100% covered. Certain things are going to happen, of course. competition is going to increase. A large number of people at the grassroots level are going to get, the talent will be discovered and they're going to get equipped with skills. That's going to cause a lot of anxiety at the upper level. But factors such as wellness are going to become very important. Anxieties will happen, so emphasis has to be given on wellness. Company structures will change where they will have tools to monitor the employees and take care of them. Stress management is going to become important, and so also mental health. Otherwise, these could lead to disastrous conclusions. Now, what is it that is causing? I mentioned that it is technologies. There are some technologies which are worth listing. You must have heard of the phrase called blockchain. This is where you have a distributed database which is immutable, all over the world spread, very strongly connected with encryption. Nobody can manipulate, nobody can change. But in brief, of course, you can read about this. In brief, what will happen is that the role of the middleman will go. There'll be no brokers anymore. You can buy a house from another person without having to go through a real estate agent. You can transfer money to another individual without going through a bank. That is those are the type of things that are going to happen. And in blockchain alone, there are so many industries that are going to get disrupted, particularly trading, finance, education. You see, there has been a culture in certain countries in the Gulf where people have these fake degrees and they come and do jobs which are sometimes dangerous, like medical surgeons. Now it's very easy to validate if the degree is fake or not, if the university goes and puts them on the blockchain database and anybody can access it. If they're given access, they will know if the person graduated from that university or not. Quantum computing is going to become very important because the speed at which you get results in quantum computing, like I work a lot in optimization and I have a book where if you want to find the minimal solution, you have to sometimes run the program for days or months. And now that can happen in minutes and hours if people use quantum computers. That's going to bring a lot of disruption, even to technologies like blockchain, where people thought it was very safe to have blockchain because you cannot crack it. Quantum computing can go and disrupt it. Edge computing is becoming very popular, where you have all the information in your handheld device. Like if you want to open your door using your iPhone, the command does not have to go to the server that's providing that facility, but the data will be on your local machines. And that's what is happening with credit card purchase in aircraft. There's no access, but all the data of credit cards has been downloaded to the edge device, and therefore you can have transactions. I mentioned sensors and 6G. IoT is becoming very popular, and you'll see almost everything is going to have sensors. And because of that, things will change. IoT can change, for example, digital marketing. Okay, the companies can know at what time you use your vacuum cleaners. Let's say 2 o'clock in the morning because you work in different shifts. And at that time, the ad about vacuum cleaners will play on your TV because you haven't purchased one in the last 2 years. That much of data, a lot of AI and lots of IoT is going to change everything in the world. We haven't even seen the tip of it. Everybody in India, I'm sure, knows about generative AI. AI is going to bring in lots and lots of changes, particularly to learning. And 3D printing is changing things also. Everything is going to be automated. There'll be machines to print everything from your bridges, your houses, to your birthday cakes. Of course, they will use different raw material and they'll be of different sizes, but it's going to happen. And these are the few which I wanted to mention. I got this picture from the web. This is by a company called HCL, and they talk about 3 verticals. I'll be happy to share the presentation with all of you. It is open and you can repeat it. Just make sure you change the name, remove my name and put yours. They talk about healthcare. It will change completely because there'll be lots of robotics doing the work of general practitioners, for example, and they're only the experts or consultants or people who are going to do some things physical will really need to hone their skills. Similarly, with manufacturing, we have seen the role of AI already, and much more changes are coming. Banking will have cashless societies. Physical banks almost have disappeared. Now you go to the bank, I'm not sure about India because the population is huge here. You hardly have queues, or the tellers are waiting for you. And sometimes there are 4 tellers and only 2 are there because they know there are no customers coming to the banks anymore, and machines are doing everything. I would like to conclude by saying that there is a concern about technology and AI, and the question people ask is, will jobs be lost? Will there be unemployment? Jobs will be lost if you don't have new skills, of course. Jobs will be lost today, even if there's no technology, if you do not deliver what you're hired for. But are they going to replace human beings? No. The role of the human is going to change. Learning will become mandatory. Competition will become intense. And empowerment at grassroots is going to accelerate all of that, but it's going to help make the world a better place. I congratulate you for your effort. Thank you very much for your attention and for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. We are deeply indebted to you for your valuable time. And I'm sure that your opinions on skill acquisition will put a lot of people at ease. Thanks again.
Now, I'm greatly delighted to invite Dr. Muhammad Aliyan, Associate Professor and Director of Academic Affairs, University of Calicut, and Academic Director of this conference, to elucidate on the theme of this conference. Welcome, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, very good morning to one and all. I am so glad to be here to present the key themes of this conference. For CIGI and for all of us who are working or we are concerned about the grassroots level empowerment, this conference holds immense significance, as it converges the extensive experience of CIGI, Social Action for Grassroots Level Empowerment. It is a subsection under CIGI for over 28 years with pressing needs to address social transformation in the era of evolving technologies. By exploring the intersection of education, employment, and empowerment, this event seeks to chart out a course of action for the days and years to come. It is not only acknowledges the challenges posed by future technologies, but also endeavors to identify practical ways to leverage future technologies for positive change at the grassroots. In doing so, it becomes crucial forum for fostering collaboration, sharing innovative strategies, as well as shaping a collective vision for a more empowered and resilient social fabric. Today, we find ourselves, as already discussed by Professor Sadiq said, we find ourselves at the cusp of the 4th industrial revolution, commonly known as Industry 4.0. This era introduced a plethora of groundbreaking technologies, as he mentioned in his inaugural address, including artificial intelligence, robotic systems and technologies, machine learning, big data, cloud computing, and many more. Undoubtedly, these innovations hold a promise for positive transformation in various aspects of our social fabric and our social life. However, as we navigate this transformative wave, it becomes evident that future technologies have brought about disruptions at the grassroots level, particularly impacting education, employment, and empowerment. These are the 3 key terms or 3 thrust areas that CIGI and CIGI focusing on. The dynamics of career cultures are shifting unexpectedly, as we know, and educational policies are evolving to keep pace with emerging trends. And this has left us with a sense of uncertainty about the future trajectory of social interventions aimed at positive change at the grassroots. In response to these challenges, the Center for Information and Guidance India, CIGI, is proud to host its 2nd International Academic Conference on grassroots level social empowerment. So we titled this, the central theme of this discussion is grassroots level social transformation and future technologies, the ways ahead. And our primary objective is to delve into the potential of Industry 4.0 technologies in driving transformation at the grassroots, particularly through avenues such as education and employment. We aim to foster collaboration among non-governmental organizations operating at the grassroots level, encouraging the sharing of resources and development of strategic action plans. Moreover, we seek to unravel the implications of government-level policies on grassroots level empowerment and to understand the evolving landscape of career ecosystems. As we gather here, let's collectively explore the ways ahead, because it is not possible in solo. That's why it is better to have collective actions to explore ways ahead, especially amid the disrupting technologies, acknowledging the challenges posed by the Industry 4.0 and related technologies, and envisioning a future where these technologies become catalysts for positive social change at the grassroots. In this gathering, this conference serves as a platform where scholars, researchers, CSR officials, activists, NGO-related personals, social engineers will engage in profound discussions, I hope, across various thematic sessions. So let me introduce some key themes of this event. The first one, digital disruption in education and employment. And in his keynote address, Professor Sadiq said, already described what are the digital disruptions in education as well as related employment sector that we are going to face in near future, or at least we are facing now in current situation. And this session, digital disruption and education and employment, it is to unpack the transformative impact of digital disruptions on the realm of education and empowerment. Number two, social change in the era of Industry 4.0. Social change is a focusing area or thrust area of CIGI as well as CIGI. And this session will examine the broader societal transformations ushered in by the advent of future technologies. The third one, number three, data-driven decision making for social engineering. In this era of big data, it is so crucial for the NGOs, especially those working at the grassroots level, especially in Indian context, with a multitude of problems as well as diversities. We will explore the challenges and prospects associated with the leverages of data for informed social engineering. And I hope that session will give us more insight into this kind of data-based, data-driven social engineering process. The fourth area that we are going to explore coming days, today and tomorrow, in coming sessions, the NGOs for social transformation. This is to investigate avenues for collective action among non-governmental organizations who are collaborating with us and who are working or functioning as driving forces in social transformation in Indian context. Yet another important area that we are going to touch upon, that is women and social empowerment. And this session will showcase the success stories and examining the role of women in the context of social empowerment. Another important area that we are going to discuss is empowering the deprived. And this session will unveil the innovative technologies and strategies and collaboration avenues to uplift the deprived sections of our society. And CIGI and CIGI have been working for last 28 years focusing on this area. That's why we chose that one of the key areas of our discussion. The seventh one, that is education policies and their implications for grassroots level empowerment. Here, as you know, it analyzes the impact of educational policies on grassroots level empowerment, especially in the context of National Education Policy 2020 and already published or announced by the Union Government of India. And the final theme of the conference is Future of Career Culture in Startup and Entrepreneurial Ecosystem. It will explore the evolving landscape of career cultures within startup and entrepreneurial ecosystem. Through these thematic sessions, we aspire to generate insightful discussions, facilitate knowledge exchange, and cultivate a collaborative efforts that will pave the way for positive social transformation in the face of Industry 4.0 and related future technologies. This time, let me say a few words on the significance of this conference in the present Indian social context. In the Indian context, the significance of organizing this kind of conference on grassroots level social transformation and future technologies cannot be overstated, especially when it is spearheaded by an NGO like CIGI with 28 years of dedicated service in this area. As you know, India, a diverse nation with countless socio-economic challenges, that is currently at the crossroads of traditional systems in one hand and the transformative wave of future technologies on the other hand. The grassroots level is the heart of India's socio-economic landscape, as you know. And addressing education, employment, and empowerment at this level is very significant for ensuring sustainable development paradigm for India's future. Over nearly 3 decades, CIGI and SAGE have witnessed and actively contributed to the dynamics of social change and progress, as mentioned in his presidential address by the chair, Dr. Professor A.B. Moideenkutti. This conference becomes a testament to this wealth of experience, providing a platform to imbibe the lessons of successes, the lessons of challenges that we encounter over the years, and it will help us to plan strategies for the years to come. May this event a grand success. Thank you for your patience and attention. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your words. Now that the representatives from all collaborative institutions with CIGI who are organizing this international conference are here, let us invite them to express their felicitations for the inaugural session.
I would like to invite Dr. C.M. Bindu, Head Department of Education, University of Calicut, for delivering the felicitation message. Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Then good morning to all. Dr. Hamid Abdurrahman, Secretary General CIGI, Dr. KKN Kurup sir, Chairperson CIGI, and Dr. A.B. Moideenkutti, President CIGI, and Dr. Sadiq Said Muhammad, Dr. Muhammad Ali, and Mr. Kabir, and other speakers and participants, those who are present this online program. A very good morning to all and warm greetings from Calicut University. First of all, I express sincere thanks to CIGI for including our department as one of the collaborators of this second international conference on grassroots social development. I believe, is it audible?
The video, ma'am. Can you please adjust the camera?
Okay, okay.
The face. Yeah. That's much better.
Okay, is it okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Then I believe that the conference theme and sub-themes are highly relevant and it is very beneficial for the participants. This conference will help us to understand the digital disruptions that we have faced in different fields and how we have tackled them. Digital technology is the need of the hour and it will play a very crucial role in shaping the future of our society. But while technology is meant to help us, it also means using it responsibly. I think this international conference will help everyone to have such a sense. I am particularly drawn to one of the objectives of this international conference, which is the formation of a consortium of NGOs to explore collective strategic social actions for the development of the society. On behalf of our department, the Department of Education, Calicut University, and personally, I extend my best wishes for the resounding success of this two-day international conference and all future plans related to it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Lakshmi Pradeep, Head, Department of Mass Communication, University of Calicut, for felicitation message. Welcome to you, ma'am.
Warm greetings from myself and our esteemed guests for today and my dear friends. At the very outset, let me express my happiness to be part of this creative endeavor, the CIGI Second International Conference on Grassroots Social Development. It certainly speaks volumes for the social commitment of CIGI, an organization which has been at the forefront of social empowerment and bringing the fruits of development to the marginalized for more than 2 decades. I'm certain this conference will play a vital role in enhancing the academic ambience and the awareness about the pressing issues pertaining to technology, the intersection of technology, development, and the different marginalized segments of our society, both in India and throughout the world. As a journalism teacher and academician, I think I'm looking forward to each one of these sessions. Each one of the sessions sound to be very interesting, and even the speeches we heard right now were very knowledgeable and creative. How the digital media is going to transform our society, the pressing concerns of digital divide, and the possibilities and the challenges for the different segments, as the earlier speaker said about the gender divide, or about how the Dalits or the most marginalized segments are going to face the onslaught of the new technology. While the possibilities are immense, the challenges too are a daunting possibility. It's my privilege and my happiness to be a part of this venture, and I also express my gratitude for being invited. And we are also happy that the journalism department of University of Calicut is a part collaborating in this venture. I offer my best wishes and my prayers for this creative venture, and I hope that the way forward would yield creative insights and new thoughts on how to face this issue. Thank you once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Benny Joseph, Principal, Lisa College, and the prominent education administrator to deliver the felicitation message. Welcome to you, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Distinguished guests, esteemed participants, scholars, and delegates. It is with great pleasure and honor I extend my warmest greeting to each and every one of you gathered here today for the second International Conference on Grassroots Social Development. This conference, organized by CIGI, stands a testament to our shared commitment to fostering positive change and empowerment at the grassroots levels. At Lisa College, we firmly believe in the power of education as a catalyst for societal transformation. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to the organizers for curating such a profound platform, one that brings together diverse perspectives, innovative ideas, and visionary solutions aimed at leveraging Industry 4.0 technologies for societal advancement. This conference is not just a convergence of brilliant minds, it's a celebration of collaboration, a testament to the collective dedication of scholars, researchers, CSR officials, activists, and social engineers towards a common goal, the betterment of our communities from the ground up. The thematic sessions planned for this conference are instrumental in steering discussions on education, employment, resource sharing, and governmental policies. These deliberations will undoubtedly illuminate pathways towards grassroots empowerment and the development of robust career ecosystems. I encourage each one of you to actively engage, share your insights, challenge conventional wisdom, and foster an environment of mutual learning and growth. Let us harness the collective power of our intellect and compassion to create a ripple effect of change that reaches every corner of our society. In conclusion, I extend my deepest gratitude to all participants, organizers, and supporters of this conference. Your dedication and passion for societal development are truly commendable, and I am confident that the outcomes of this conference will echo far beyond these virtual walls, inspiring tangible actions for positive transformations. Thank you, and all the best wishes for the conference.
Thank you, Joseph sir. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Sendil Kumar, Principal, Nilagiri College of Arts and Science, to deliver felicitation message. Welcome to you, sir.
Happy morning wishes to all. This is Sendil Kumar, Principal, Nilagiri College of Arts and Science, Talu. Hope I'm audible to all. Is it so?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank the CIGI organization for organizing such a wonderful thing, which is the need of the hour. And take this opportunity to welcome all the dignitaries who have spoke before me and all the delegates who are going to present their papers in this second international conference on grassroots social development. Thank you all for being here today to discuss the topic that is close to our hearts, grassroots social development. The grassroots social development that refers to a process of initiating positive changes, addressing social issues at the local level, involving the active participations of community members, and it emphasizes bottom-up approaches to take into the account of unique needs, strengths, and aspirations of the community. So the need of hour is identifying a solution, identifying a problem which exists in the society, and finding it a solution and solving it with all the local communities to make sure that the problem is solved or it has been taken into consideration for the future generations also. So once again, I take this opportunity to congratulate each one of you who are ready to present on this thing and wish good luck to each one of you for this international conference and wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Let us invite Mr. Kabir P., Secretary, Center for Information and Guidance India, to share the gratitude for the session's speakers and participants.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and participants of this program, I am very happy to inform you that the program is inaugurated in this moment, and it is one of the pleasure that the second international program, CIGI International Conference of CIGI, has been inaugurated in this moment. And in this moment, I am very happy to inform a very good thanks to Dr. K.K.N. Kurup sir for giving a message as the conference chairman of the CIGI conference. He was also the former Vice Chancellor of Calicut University and the chairperson of CIGI National Conference. And also, my sincere thanks of CIGI to Dr. Sadiq Said Muhammad, who was the professor and director of King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals, KSA, Saudi Arabia. And in his speech, in his inauguration and a keynote address, he explained how technology affects industry, education, media, etc. And what are the hurdles of the modern industry by using the technology. And my pleasure and very thanks to Dr. Sadiq Sir for this attending this moment, this program. My sincere thanks on behalf of CIGI and CIGI. And also, I give my sincere thanks, Dr. A.B. Maidingutti, the president of CIGI, for giving a presidential address for this session. He explains the aims and objectives of CIGI and why CIGI is conducting this type of international conference for the development of grassroots level people. And my sincere thanks to Dr. N. Mohammad Ali, Associate Professor and of Calicut University and Academic Director of SAGE International Conference. And in his session, he explains the key themes of this conference. And I also give my sincere thanks for the felicitations Dr. Faisal Marian, Director, Aligarh Muslim University Campus, Malappuram, and Dr. C.M. Bindu, Head of the Department of Education, Calicut University, and Dr. Lashmi Pradeep, Head of the Department of Mass Communication, Calicut University, and also Dr. Benny Joseph, Principal, Lisa College, Kaidapoil, Kozhikode, and Dr. Mohammad Ali, Director, IQSC, Nilagiri College, and our chair, the General Secretary, Dr. Hamad Abdurrahman Shah, giving the welcome speech of this program. And I also thanks all the participants and dignitaries of this session. And I once again give my thanks to all the participants on behalf of CIGI. And the next session, that is the Industry 4.0, a tool for social change, trends and challenges. Let us wait for the next session. It will start soon. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the participants and dignitaries. Thank you all.